And good morning from the Utica Curling Club. It is Championship Sunday at the 2025 Raymond Kayser 5 and Under Mixed Championship. This is the GNCC Championship for mixed curling for curlers who have 5 years or fewer experience. Today's semi-final matchup is between two undefeated teams, the number 2 and 3 seeds in the championship playoff bracket. Colonial Curling Club will be playing the Red Rocks, skipped by Patty Lee. Third, Madison Maley. Second, Katrina Bressani. And lead, Michael Karsmarek. Broomstones Ones will be playing the Yellow Rocks, Alban Saliku. It's Skip, Jill Confred at third, Brian Camus playing second, and Jessa McLeod playing lead. We got a chance to see them yesterday in pool play. Should be a good one today, so sit back, have some coffee, and enjoy some championship 5 and Under curling on this rainy Sunday morning. And there are other championship semifinal game. It's the Schenectady on Schenectady affair over on sheet 5. Chad Alojapan's team will be against is it Brian Brader's team. We'll keep you apprised of the scores on all the action going on this morning. Semifinals in both the A, B, and C events. And we are underway. All the Red Rocks have the hammer. They're the higher-ranked seeds. Broomstones one leading it off with Jessica McLeod. Again, looks like it might be just a little slow here in the first end. Been pretty common this week. It's been quite humid outside. Takes about an end for the frost to burn off with teams out there. Like Michael Karsmarek's come around to temp, came up a little bit short. Now 3 stones short of the rings. And this wide in-turn come around is going to actually raise a Colonial Broomstone stone into play. And out the back. Hangs on, so no violation of the free guard zone. Now Brian Camus playing second for Broomstones. Nice draw there, top button. Fully buried. Now Katrina Brasani playing second for Colonial. Looks like the ice speed is picked up very quickly. This stone is really gliding. Would have preferred to get that one tucked a little further under. Now accessible. If there's not a double here, at least we can, looks like they can move two of these to the back of the house at least. Katrina Brasani looking to move these yellow stones around a little bit. It's actually a very good result. Moves both of those yellow stones off the 4-foot into the open. Now chance for Jill Confretta, third for Broomstones, to get just to the inside of this red stone and roll under the center guard. This one curled right out of hand. Might have turned that in just a hair. Spun another redstone on the rings and actually covered up access to shot rock from a couple different directions now. Colonial's now guarding up the middle. This may choke off their chance to score two, though. This one's curling hard as well. And that will open up a path to shot stone, unfortunately. Now chance for Joe Confretta. Remove shot stone. A little tricky though. There's a little jam in the back. It's not easy. Looks like they're just going to peel the center guard. This does have the advantage of opening up a double on the two reds. And that does the job. It does open things up. Still going to guard up the middle again with Hammer. The other option might be able to go around the corner on the right-hand side here. Set up a multiple score. Shot stone is still difficult to remove because of the jam in the back four. So Broomstones would have to chase that rock on the top 12. This is going to over curl just a little bit. Double might be there. Can certainly run the rock off the 4-foot. Kind of looking to do something like this. Send this rock this way. It may jam in the back, but that will be less important. Would like to keep your shooter here, though. Alban Saliku. His first rock here in the first end. Looking for a possible double here. At least run one rock off of the 4-foot. He's going to hit this a little high. Going to go over the top. And Broomstones is shot stone in the back, but they are wide open. And that double attempt just hit a little bit high, so it caused the loss of the shooter. Now a chance for Colonial. Skip Patty Lee. Hit and roll behind those two guards and sit two buried. That'll put 3 on the table. Broomstones is shot in the back 4. First stone. First end for Patty Lee. It's curling nicely. That's going to roll just half under. Very nice shot. Couple options here. You could chip that back one off that was just thrown by Patty Lee and concede 2. Or Alban Saliku here has opted to try to freeze to the stone on the back 4. The port's going to be a little tight with as much curl as we have on these rocks. But if he can successfully freeze to that stone in the back 4, he'll get out of this end with minimal damage. Last rock for Alban Saliku here in the first end. Looking to freeze on the back 4. Sweeping hard. This is curling. And that is a very sweet shot. Probably a little heavier than he liked, but he is shot rock. Patty Lee will have to duplicate that shot, maybe get right to the nose. If you can push this out of play, you got a 3 in the first end. Had to sweep that stone all the way to get it by the red in the top 8. Would have loved to have frozen back there so that yellow stone couldn't be removed. Now if Patty Lee can get to the nose, push this through, she'll have a 3 for her team here in the first end. Last rock, first end. Patty Lee for Colonial. Threw quite a bit of weight. This is going to hit and roll out, but it will be a deuce for Colonial, and they grab a 2-0 lead. And if you want to grab 3 there, you probably had to throw Hack to through the ring's weight. Two's a good way to start the game, though. Good weight from Jessa McLeod, just didn't bury. Michael Karsmarek will try to chase this rock off the rings. Or curled a tad. Chance to try that draw again. Again, decent weight, no finish for Jess McLeod. Now Katrina Bersani will try removing shot stone. This looks a bit on the wide side. Trying to push it over, but I don't think there will be enough. It's a very high guard in play, though. Not Not a very terribly protective guard with the amount of curl we have, so Broomstones will have to bring a guard or a stone a little closer in. Cover this rock on the back button. Maybe just a little deep. One of that in the top 12. Or maybe just in front. Now a chance for a double. Just a shade low for the double. This one's hanging a bit. Going to get to the nose. And a pretty solid jam. That rock on the back button now has become a liability. So Brian Kame is trying to remove this red, maybe chip it off the top. If you lose the back yellow, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Picked it clean, but lost the shooter. That high guard pretty much isn't in play. You can't really hide anything behind it. It's starting to look like and playing like a open end. We're heading down the road to Blanksville. We'll see if we make a turn somewhere along the way. But if teams keep trading hits here, it would appear that a blank is the desired outcome of this end for Broomstones. Jill Confretta with a takeout attempt. Maybe roll behind the high guard just for optics. Gets a little bit of a roll, not underneath. If you can't roll one underneath, you force the other team to throw a hack waiter. Maybe soft board to get it out. But I don't think there's much to hide behind, to be honest. That guard is barely over the hog line. Plenty of room to curl around it. This is Madison Melee again. Takeout attempt. This is going to hit a little bit on the high side and roll out. Now a chance for Broomstones to set up something. Top 12 behind that high guard. Make it as difficult as possible to remove it. And Jill Confretta with her last this end. Oh, this one looks really strong for a draw. going to be wide open. Certainly don't want a guard here. Need to bring it on the rings. They got a biter. Good enough. And that'll force Patty Lee to make a play on it. Patty Lee with her first here in the second end. Looking to remove shot stone. Gonna roll a little bit. Now decision time for Broomstones and Alban Saliku. He's going to ignore the stone, so we just took the turn off of Blanksville. And we're hoping to drive to Deuceville here. Alban Saliku is hoping to draw around this high corner. Probably full 12. Make sure you outcount that rock. Red rock just biting the 12-foot. Try to hide one behind that high corner guard. Looks like plenty of weight. And the question is, are we going to take any curl here? We need to try to get a little buried under this corner. Teams are not reading the finish on this side. It just doesn't finish a lot. Got it about half buried. Probably needed to take about a foot less ice. Weight was perfect. Maybe a little heavy. Needed that rock to sit higher up in the rings probably for that high corner to have any protective factor. This should be a relatively easy tap out for Colonial. No shots at gimme though. Well, after that miss, the draw paid off for Alban Saliku. He's got an open draw for two. Last rock, second end. And this is a little strong. Got to sit. And it will not. It'll only be a single for Broomstone's. Missed opportunity there. Colonial with a 2-1 lead after 2 ends of play. They will have the Red Rocks and Last Rock advantage in the third end. Promising setup here for Broomstones here in the third end, but again they hit and rolled off. Tried a come around attempt and rolled off, and they've offered Colonial another out. Colonial can now hit and roll back 4 for Shot Rock, buried behind a ton of guards. Katrina Bersani looking for a little delicate hit and roll here. It's not offering to curl yet. It's going to hit this on the high side. Looks like it's almost backing up. So that let Broomstones off the hook a little bit for a slight error. Now a chance to come around again. I'd like to go top 8 here. Brian Camus trying to draw top 8 buried. Again, this one's out there. Teams aren't quite picking up yet on this side of the ice, is not finishing as hard. Sheet 1 side of sheet 2 is just a little bit straighter. And now Colonial's got to open up. So another come around attempt on this intern side, Jill Confretta. Weight's a little nicer. Sweeping it hard to get it by. They'll get it by the top guard. That'll be excellent protection. Still going. And they carry that around. That was a great sweep. Broomstones now sits 3. And Shotstone is well guarded now. Yeah, I still think Colonial needs to open up here. They got no access to Shotstone. Right now they would have only a cold draw to the forefoot for their single. Madison Maley trying to move some stones up front. Gonna clip the top guard only. And I think Broomstones will just stick another guard up high. Yeah, right in the middle of the forefoot lane would be a pretty good spot. Probably right in front of their yellow stone would be ideal. In line with it and about halfway. Joe Confreda with a guard attempt here. The line looks great. Don't want to oversweep this. Starting to overcurl. Freeze isn't terrible, although it'll leave them with a double. Yeah, probably a little bit overswept. Could have left that a little higher. Yeah, now they can run the yellows. Mark now looking to run a bunch of yellow stones. Might be able to get 2. Does move 2 yellows. Broomstone still sits 2. They need to replace that guard. To be honest, you might want to come in behind that red just a hair and half bury. That would cut off both the red run back and a direct takeout on the shot stone. Ideal spot might be right in there. First rock third in for Alban Saliku. Just looking to guard shot stone. Sweepers haven't offered to it yet. Again, maybe just taking a little too much ice or not getting on the broom. But not a lot of finish on this side. That's going to leave a double. Too wide and too hot. Patty Lee looking for the double here. I'm not sure they can keep the shooter. Big pop on the release. Going to get the back double. Not a bad result. Broomstone still sitting shot stone. They'll probably need to draw in and sit 2 here to prevent anything bad from happening this end. Colonial will have this little short run back for the single. Alban Saliku just looking to draw the 4-foot. Put one biting 4-foot here, might be able to steal the end. And the run back wouldn't be shot stone. Don't want to go too much deeper. Last rock third end for Broomstone's Alban Saliku, just looking to draw in and sit 1-2. They haven't played this side in a while. And this looks light. And that won't change anything now. A little short run back. This will be for 3. The stone on the top 12 looks like it might be touching the rings. So this is another opportunity for a big end for Colonial. They had a chance for 3 in the first end. Skated away with the deuce. Another chance for a 3 here. Might be tough to keep the shooter here, but I think he hit 2/3 of rock. He might be okay. Might be able to hang on to the edge. Last rock, third end. Patty Lee for Colonial looking for short run back for 3. Line looks good. And that's made shots. And if that top biter's in, that's a 3 spot for Colonial. And they're going to kick it. That's a 3. Unfortunate result for Broomstones. They were in control most of the end. A couple of misplaced skip rocks, and the tables turned quickly. Broomstones had a chance to draw and sit 2 and get a force, potential steal, and instead wind up giving up 3. They now trail 5-1 after 3 ends of play. Now, some missed opportunities in the first 2 ends for both teams, but Patty Lee came through and converted in the third end to grab a 3 spots. Now corner guards go up for Broomstones. Got to get some guards in play here. Grab at least a deuce. A lot of time to go yet in this game. And Broomstones will have to convert with hammer. And this corner guard attempt by Jessica McLeod will sail deep. Just hanging on to the back of the rings. Well, if you're going to miss with that corner guard, you better miss deep, because it means the other team probably will not waste any time chasing it. And Colonial's just going to come around the center guard. This one's going to be a little strong. I think this may go through. Starting to dig. Boy, that dug right in. Stopped above T-line. Now a chance to hit and roll under. Maybe you don't care if you lose that rock on the back 12. More important to hide this rock than it is to sit 1-2. Nose is not a good deal. That would allow Colonial to hit and roll under. And that'll be a free guard zone violation. So they'll take that stone away. The amount of curl toward sheet 1 here, that stone is quite gettable. Now Brian Camus looking to do a little hit and roll away. Wheels are coming off a little bit here in the fourth end for Broomstones. A couple narrow takeout attempts. That one pushes a opponent's stone up into the rings. Now a chance for Colonial to put another guard on this stone in the top 4. Even worse, the top 2 guards already out there are staggered, so no good runbacks available. And that guard covers up the draw path adequately. Now the top 2 staggered guards have got to go. Alban Saliku wastes no time putting the broom down to get rid of those guards. Brian Camus with the rock. Better than it was. Over curl maybe just a hair. Was hoping to run his red back onto the red. Maybe get a cheap double, but better than it was. Not only a single guard in play, and it's the right color to be run back into the rings. But a chance now for Colonial to draw around a sit 3. They would love to hook one around this yellow guard right about there. Just biting top 8. Going hard for line. And just got by. That's a great shot. That's going to be in a very good spot. And now you got to probably run the yellow end. Move some stones around. Nice draw there by Madison Maley down to Colonial's hitting 4. Now Broomstone's definitely got to move some rocks around in front of the house to gain access to the 4-foot. And did move 2 stones, opened up the rocks on the 4-foot. Colonial will put the guard back. And again, teams are getting fooled by the lack of finish on that side of sheet 2. So now those stones on the 4-foot are wide open. Chance now for Alvin Saliku to double these reds off. Still not out of the woods. He'll be wide open after making the nose double here. Can't really afford to hit and roll because he won't be able to roll for shots. Got to move the one on the back because it's sitting back button. Looking for a nose hit here to get a double. Just skinnies the guard. And does not make the double, but it's in good position. Unfortunately, a well-placed guard here, and I'm not sure how easy it will be for Broomstones to score. There's not enough finish on this out-turn draw on the straight side of the sheet to draw the pin. So they might be looking at having to throw a red run back in, try to raise their yellow stone into shot rock. Looks a little heavy for a guard attempt here. Looks going to tap up their own red. And I don't know. Probably messed up the line enough. It doesn't run directly back on the shot stone. I think it goes over the top. May just have to play a tap to the pin to get your single. I don't think you can throw heavy weight. Just got a feeling that anything heavy, that yellow rock's going to go over the top. It's like almost going to throw some heavy weight at this. I don't know. They're debating the angles here. The other option is to chip the red off of the button area. You can see just a sliver of it from the hack. It's about half exposed. More than just a sliver. You could probably throw a hack waiter here and get yourself a deuce. Gotta hang on to the 4-foot. May not even need hack weight, maybe back 12 weight would be enough. Gotta move the red rock back. Just looking to throw a little bit of a soft weight shot. Move this rock to the back 8 and roll for 2. The fact that it's a little straight on this side of the sheet may help. You'll be able to throw lightweight without getting excessive curl. Last rock, 4th end. Alvin Saliku looking to tap out shot stone for a deuce. And just gonna rub. Again, getting caught on the fact that this side of the ice is so straight. Steal 1 for Colonial. They go up 6-1. We're halfway home. And Colonial leads. And we've introduced Broomstones 1 earlier in the event. Time to meet the team for the Colonial entry into this Kayser Bonspiel. Michael Karsmarek is lead. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Michael Karsmarek is playing lead. Curls out of Broomstones. Hometown's Newton, Mass. It's a 4th-year curler. When he is not curling, he wishes he was curling. Now that's dedication. And he says hello to Hogged Rocks. Sounds like a great lead to have on your team. Katrina Bersani plays second for Colonial. Goes by Kitty Cat. Curls out of Colonial and Petersham. Hometown is Rutland, Massachusetts, not the Vermont one. Been curling 4 years. When she's not curling, she likes to read smutty books, sail, and ski. Says hello to Chapel Rome. Madison Maley is the 3rd for Colonial. Curls out of Colonial Curling Club. Hometown is Fitchburg, Mass. Or Buffalo, New York. I don't know. Pick one. Curled 4 years. And when he's not curling, likes to golf, hike, take his dog for walks. Says hello to Brandy, Charlene, Owen, Brian, Morgan, and Calvin. And Patty Lee is the skip for the Colonial team. Curls out of Colonial and Broomstones in North End. That's dedication, 3 clubs. Hometown Cambridge, Mass. Been curling for 3 years. Likes to spend time with family, working and thinking about curling. Seems to be a popular theme among competitive curlers, always thinking about the game. It is addicting. She says hello to Pink Pony Club. That's your Colonial Curling Club entry into this year's Raymond Kayser 500 Bonspiel for mixed teams. We're in the fifth end here. Colonial leads 6-1, and other scores around the sheets. Schenectady 4 leads 7-0 over Upper Valley. That's in a C event semifinal game. Over on sheet 3 in a B event game, Albany 1 leads Philadelphia 2. That's now 8-2 after 4 innings of play. In our other B event semifinal, Broomstones 2 leads Rochester 2, 3-2. That's after 4 innings of play. In our other A event semifinal, Chattalojapan's team is bolted out to a lead against Brian Bader's Schenectady team 4-1. That's a Schenectady on Schenectady affair. And that's make that 5-1 now after 4 innings of play. And in our other C event semifinal, Albany 2 leads Albany 3, 4-3. That's after 4 innings to play, and that's another Albany. That's an Albany on Albany affair. Our feature game is 6-1 Colonial. They're in control, and they're into setting up fairly promisingly here in this fifth end as well. Nice little come around tap back there. And Brian Camus now. A couple yellow rocks on the rings. Lone shot rock for Colonial in the back 8. They need a second rock in. And Katrina Bassani will try to deliver on that. Colonial is now caught behind T-line, so chance for Brian Camus to get rid of her stone here. This one doesn't want to curl again. This side's a little straighter. We'll get the back one. Did leave a pocket though in the back. Colonial still shot back 4. Now a chance to consolidate a little bit. Love to drop this one. Top 4 buried. Line looks good here. Don't want to bring this too deep. Bite top 4 would be ideal. And it's just going to go down to the pocket. Tell you what now, there's a chance for a double here. Or at least a soft weight takeout to move both of these red stones to the back 12. Get to the nose of this stone. Can push them both to the back of the house and sit 3. We'll be behind T-line though. Nevertheless, you got to move that stone on the back button area. This one's curling early. Again, probably a release issue. This is a very straight side of the sheet. Rocks don't normally curl that much. Now guards in order. Madison Maley with the guard attempt here. Again, just not getting the finish here on sheet 2. This is the straight side. It's trying. Comes right down to shot stone. And I think they have no choice but to move this. Broomstones does. Got to bring some weight and hope you can move a couple rocks to the back of the house. Better, but Colonial still sitting 2. So I think another guard is in order. Don't want to bring it in deep. Could draw to the pocket. Certainly a very safe call to draw right in the pocket. But sitting 2, you could afford to throw one even up here. The only downside of bringing your own stones in the rings is that when Broomstones hits and rolls, they grab another potential counter. As right now, Broomstones outnumbers Colonial 3-2 or 4-2 in the rings. So a little bit of a dangerous situation if Broomstones could ever manufacture a double on those 2 reds. They've got a lot of yellow laying around. So first rock here, 5th end for Colonial. Looking to freeze in the pocket. This was hanging. And all of a sudden, they've set up some good angles for Broomstones. Now that top red goes, drives the yellow onto the other red. And they could be sitting as many as 3. Need to hit this a little bit on the center line side. Make sure you get some action on that back red. Firm weight a little bit low. And roll under the corner. Let's go here. That yellow would go this way. This red goes there, and this red goes out. Here we go. And just going to hit it high. Again, just not anticipating how straight that's going to run with weight. Probably could have gone middle rock. It does, however, clear shot rock, and Broomstones is shot now. Main thing here is to get a second rock in for Colonial. They've got a 5-point lead. Just want to avoid giving up 3 here. Sweepers haven't touched this. And I think there's now a crotch double for probably 3. Hit right between these rocks. This one goes, shooter stays. That one goes onto the red. Red goes out the back. That's how you get your 3. This will run straight as a rope. That'll do a beautiful shot. Count them up, 1, 2, 3. For Broomstones, that gets them right back in the game. They trail by 2 after 5 ends of play. Couple of half shots there by Colonial open the door for that 3 spot. Wasn't looking good for Broomstones most of the end. Colonial left a lot of yellow stones laying around, and 3 of them came back to count. So we're back in business here. 6-4, Colonial over Broomstones. Colonial with the Red Rocks. They'll have the last rock advantage here in the sixth end. Certainly got the upper hand here with 2 hammers to 1 coming home. Broomstones will have to take some risk here in the last 3 ends. And that was not the ideal start for Broomstones this end, bringing the first rock in the rings. I'm very surprised by this call. Broomstone's chasing a rock on the 8 foot behind T-line. This would be an opportunity for them to get their center guard up. And maybe they are throwing the center guard. Looked like the same room for the takeout. Oh, it can't be heavy. Is this going to slip in the rings? Needs to sit. And that slipped onto the rings. Chipped out Shotstone nicely. Plan B for Broomstones there, but they did get the back. And shot Stone. Again, any weight on this side of the sheet, it runs. An opportunity for Broomstones. Got to find a little finish on this side of the sheet, though. Yeah, they got really wide into Virgin territory on that side of the sheet, and weight just came off. Now a chance for Colonial to reestablish here. Hit shot Stone, which is now wide open. First rock, sixth end here for Broomstones, Alvin Saliku. Oh, got by nice and tight this time. Looks like a good draw. This is going to go T-line. And he got it buried. Nice draw there. More like what we're used to seeing in the games earlier this week from Albin. That'll be very hard to follow down for shot Stone. So Colonial will just go the other way. They'll play the in-turn draw. Lots of curl going this way. Should be able to put this one on the 4-foot buried. We have one final. Broomstones 2's defeated Rochester 2 in their B event semifinal. Broomstones 2 moves on to the B final, and Rochester 2 moves into the bronze game for the B event. Broomstone just played this draw. Got a chance to stick another one in on this side. And set up a potential steal of 2 in case of a miss. Colonial. This one's quite a bit heavier. And will not hang around for second shot. So one more chance for Colonial now to draw the 4-foot for the single. Last rock, 6th in. Patty Lee for Colonial. Needs the 4-foot. Oh, this looks really tight. And light. And it's going to be a steal of 1 for Broomstones. They close the gap 6-5. More importantly, they flip the hammer. And Broomstones now is set up to have the hammer in the last end of play. So things get interesting here in our championship semifinal. If Broomstones can get a force this end, they can come home down 2 with, grab a tie and put the game on the line with a draw to the button. No extra ends in play in this event until we get to the final game this morning at 11:30. Broomstones is just looking to make sure that somebody scores this end. Blank would not be good for them. They either want to steal one and come home tied, or they want to get a force so they can grab the hammer coming home. Nice come around there by Michael Kaczmarek. another nice shot by the Colonial lead. Tapping back shot rocks, hitting 2. Oh, and Brian Camus's come around is going to be short. Unfortunately, they can use guards, but looking at 2. A lot of rocks to come. Colonial's behind T-line, so still a decent opportunity for Broomstones to get a force here, even steal the end. Colonial isn't peeling guards, so that's going to help Broomstones. More guards in play, the better for Broomstones, and here comes another. Now turned into a race to the 4-foot, and I think this suits Broomstones very well. We'll have to make a shot here, though, somewhere along the way. Brian Camus with his second. Ice may be slowing up a little bit. There's a couple light draws here. So no one's found a 4-foot yet. Now Katrina Bassani. And this was digging in. This one doesn't make the hog line, so another chance for Broomstones to get around to the 4-foot. And that one wrecks, no joy. Neither team finding any success with draws this end, except the Colonial lead, who stuffed a couple nice ones. Now we're going over to the intern side. The outturn side is pretty clogged up with yellow rocks. Madison Maley. Intern draw. They're beating this one up too. This is coming up short. Just wonder if the ice conditions have changed. Seen about 6, maybe 7 short rocks come down the sheet here in the last few. Now we're looking at some raises. Joe Confretta trying to figure out how to get a stone into the 4-foot here. line is perfect. Now how about the weight? It's going to over curl. Just a little light again. Just barely top 12 weight. It's a raisable rock. Yeah, the risk in taking that out is it could very well jam on the back four. Card probably is a safer play here. Got two pretty much locked up. And that will do the job, I think. Now, how the heck do you get in? Got the double tap, red, yellow. Got the double tap, yellow, yellow. Looks like they're going to try the red, yellow tap. Going to have to hit this stone a little low to make the tap properly toward the button. Alban Saliku with his first here. Looking for a little tap-tap action. The line is perfect if the weight is there. And it is. Brilliant shot by Alban Saliku. Double tap raise to the tee line. And that was the danger in leaving all those guards in play. And there's no easy way to get that stone out. All the guards up front are staggered. You could run the yellow in and try the yellow-yellow double, but there is a risk that jams on the red. Might have to play the red-red tap on the left-hand side of the sheet. Not an easy shot either. So tapping that red into that red into the button area. Well, things got rearranged a bit, but Broomstones is still shot. And they can play another raise. This time it's just a single raise. And try to sit two here. And then there were two. Albany now sitting 1-2, top four, back four. But there is a draw path to the back four stone, if only barely. Certainly can get to full 4 foot. That's really not too difficult here. There should be enough room to simply draw. Can draw for your single. Big shot here for Skip Patty Lee of Colonial. Up one, but facing two on the 4 foot. Needs to draw the 4 foot for a single. Last rock, 7th end. It's got to come off the guard. Got by the guard. Now will it stop in time? No, it will go by. Too heavy. It'll be a steal of 2 for Broomstones. And they take a 7-6 lead. Back from the dead, having been down early, 5-1. They have now grabbed the lead after 7, and they're coming home up 1 without. Couldn't hope for more here in this semifinal game. It's going to come down to last rocks in all likelihood. One thing working into the advantage of Broomstones is until our finals, all ties will be decided by a draw to the pin if tied after regulation. It gives a little advantage to the team that's down 1 without, or up 1 without, sorry. Because normally giving up a 1 in that last end, if you're up 1 without, usually tough to win in the extra end when you don't have hammer, but it's a 50-50 proposition at least if you're just drawing the pin. So without the benefit of the extra end, it's probably a little extra advantageous to be up 1 coming home in the last end, even if without hammer. Good start for Broomstones. That center guard is right on the center line. It's what we're used to seeing from Jessica McLeod earlier in this event. In that come-around attempt by Michael Karsmarek, a little bit short. So now a couple staggered guards. Yeah, just not much finish on this side again. Got to play pretty tight ice on this side. Not buried. Chance now for Colonial to hit and roll under. Gotta throw soft weight here though on this side of the sheet. And that'll be a free guard zone violation. Now a chance to tap up. It was also a no-tick violation, but because that stone was going out of play, it was a free guard zone violation that trumps the no-tick. And as a result, the stone must be replaced. There's no choice involved. So Brian Kayser looking for a little tap up here. Weight looks fantastic. Line is good, and that's going to go right to the top button. Full 4 foot. So the pressure's on now. Colonial. Need to run these yellows, open up the 4. Katrina Bersani. And might have got caught here on the straight side. Just a little bit of outward motion on the release. And it'll be very unforgiving on that side. Now a guard's in order. Good guard here from Brian Kayser, and the pressure is really on. With the rock on the top 4 foot, almost on the button, double guarded. Boy, it just looks like a lot of ice for a guard, though. On this side of the sheet, anyway. It's got plenty of weight. Yeah, just too much ice. The weight wasn't too bad. Didn't curl as much as they'd like. So the double run's still there. Patty Lee's tightened up the ice for Katrina Bersani. Looking to run these 2 yellows. Again, still on that guard, just gonna chunk the high guard. And did get the bonus roll onto the rings. That could be important later on. So the guard goes back now. They tightened up the ice a little bit, maybe 6 inches. Boy, I'd be tempted to pull that down another 6. A better weight, so it turned out better. I just think they're taking too much ice on that side. I think you could go edge of 8 foot there and place that guard perfectly. I'm going to go inside out here at this one. This one could bolt inside out. It's a bit wide on the release. And it does make contact, but misses shot rock. But importantly, they did spin another one onto the rings. Now, danger time for Broomstones. They're all in now. They've got to throw a perfect guard. Tightened up the ice again. Now it looks a little more reasonable. Got to put this one right in the hole. Broomstones guarding lonely shot rock. Don't have a lot of choice. They've got a great steel rock in play. Trying to directionally sweep this for all it's worth. They got to get a little roll toward the middle. And that'll do the job. No hole. Good sweeping there by Brian Camus to try to coax that rock to curl a little more. Now they got to open up the middle. Got to clear some guards here. Colonial's got to be able to score, so this middle's got to be open. I think the guard they're trying to clear is this one. Unfortunately, it rolled. Shooter rolled for a guard. And now shot rock is double guarded. I think this is a wise call. This is one of the ways that Colonial can probably get in. They've got this potential in-off to score. If Broomstones gets there first, takes that rock away and rolls under, they could sit two. So Broomstones are just looking to hit and roll underneath. Their shot stone's double guarded. First rock here this end for Alban Saliku. Wants to roll inside, needs to roll inside. And that rolls to a great spot. There might be a double though. They might have to take a run at it. Needed to curl a little more, hit that a little thinner to roll underneath that red. That yellow is exposed. There's a slash double here. The question is, do you take a run at this now or do you clear one of these red guards? Then you could run this red in, which would be a lot safer. I'm just wondering if you clear this guard, what happens? You have a couple ways in. This could be an all or nothing shot. If you miss this, you want to miss it tight and make sure you run a red off somewhere. Our other A semifinal games gotten tight as well. 6-5, Schenectady 1 over Schenectady 3. Schenectady 1 and Chattahoocheepan's got the hammer coming home. And they make the double. Oh, not quite. They do move it off the forefoot, though. Broomstones is still shot stone. I think you got to draw the forefoot. This in turns looks the nicest. Got to sit 1-2 though. They have been throwing this out turn all game long, and they know it. They know the speed, and they know the curl. Big shot here, 8th end. Alban Salika with his last rock this end's got to get buried if you can on the forefoot. Needs to sit 1-2 to at least guarantee an extra, which would be a draw to the button. Got to be counting. And they're going to wind up guarding their shot stone. I think that's sufficient to guard shot stone. So I think that is going to force a draw. Is there any way that Colonial can try for 2 here? There's a very difficult split up the middle. I'm not sure you want to take this on. This is a very difficult shot to try to split those 2 rocks on and win. I think it's just a straight in-turn draw for the single. And then it's a draw to the button to determine the winner. In which case I'll have to desert the booth. So go get the measuring stick or the laser measure. Last rock, 8th end. Patty Lee needs full 8 to guarantee a draw to the button. Is this going to stop? Is this going to stop? It is not going to stop. And that's going to be a win for Broomstones. They pull out an exciting game here in our first semifinal. Make it 8-6. Broomstones came back from a 5-1 deficit. They grabbed the win and a spot in today's final. We'll be here at 11:30 to bring you that. And our other semifinal game is just finishing up now. And we'll switch you over to sheet 5. Last rock coming up there. Sheet 5, Schenectady 1 with the Red Rocks. They are leading 6-5 and have the last rock advantage. 2 rocks to go. Schenectady 1 is sitting 1-2. Schenectady 3's got to figure out how to steal this end. They're going to have to play this out-turn draw to the 4-foot and hope they cannot be chipped out. Brian Brader, last stone. Has to be counting. It's going to crash, and it's rolling through the 4-foot and not enough. And that'll be a win for the Alochapan Rink. Schenectady 1. Make it a final 8-5. They will join Broomstones 1 and Alban Salico's team in the final today at 11:30. Dave Craig Nolan will be here with me to call the game. Hope you'll join us then. Until then, this is the Utica Curling Channel. Roger Ouellette here. If you want to check the final results of any games, you can always go to uticacurlingclub.org, and we'll see you again at 11:30. Until then, so long for the Utica Curling Channel.